Welcome to another edition of Arsenal Fans Beat, brought to you by Arsenal fans globally. Today we're going to be looking at our attention is going to be focused on the Premier League, having savored the victory at Santiago Bernabeu against Real Madrid. Now back to the Premier League. The question is, why is it that Arsenal is not showing the same mental resolve they show in Europe in the Premier League? That's the question we leave for viewers to make their comments count and let us know what your opinions are, because we can't tell why Arsenal cannot show the same mental resolve when it comes to the Premier League. Because while in Europe, they're showing supremacy, they're showing calmness, they're showing agility. But somehow, in the Premier League, we're throwing away points like a piece of cookie. Now, Arsenal attention will be focused on going to Portman Road Stadium against Ipswich Town, a team Arsenal have played 60 times, notching 31 victories, and Ipswich Town have defeated Arsenal 18 times, and both sides sharing 11 draws apart. Kieran McKenna boys, they are super solid. You cannot take them for granted because they are showing supremacy against every opponent. They are not an easy side to be beaten. I recall when Arsenal played against them, we grinded it out at the Emirates. But this time around, Arsenal needs some form of resurgency going into that match. Even though every true Arsenal fan knows the title race is over, but somehow you never can tell about the unpredictability of the English Premier League. Anything is possible. We saw how Liverpool barely scrapped against West Ham. At the point, that match was going to end in a 1-1 draw until that last-minute header from Virgil van Dijk when he knocked it in for Liverpool. So my take here is, look, you never say never until the last minute. Anything is possible. So my advice to the Arsenal boys is keep grinding out result. Keep doing what you are supposed to be doing by winning, maintaining the agility of consistency. I'm talking about the agility of consistency. Now, suddenly, Arsenal knows they're going to be playing against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. So they just need to maintain the balance and try to manage the players, especially with some couple of players returning from injury. If you ask me, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I just want to keep my core team together. And what do I mean by that? I will try to do little changes in my back line. That little changes has to do from the right back. We saw that Ben White had a cameo against Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabeu. Yes, this is an opportunity for him to return into the starting lineup. So I'm going to come back to that. But the question is, why is it that Arsenal is not showing the same mental result? We need to ask ourselves those questions. So this is an opportunity for you to open up, give us your view. Let's explore. Let's judge all and know what we are supposed to do and what the reasons are. Even though a better part of the challenge that Arsenal is facing as a club lies on the table of the owners. I mean the Kroenkes. Because you never go to war without having the necessary arsenal in order to notch victory in every opportunity that you face your opponent. Now, while we're waiting for you to make your comments, now going into this match, playing against Ipswich Town, they're not an easy team, especially when you see what Liam Delap is doing as a young striker. That young man is unfazed. We saw how much battle that ensued between him and Gabriel Magalhaes at the Emirates. So this time around, it will be interesting to see how he's going to battle it out with Jacob Kiwior, a player that I call Panic Station, but somehow Kiwior has proved beyond reasonable doubt that he is a good deputy for Gabriel Magalhaes. So while I draw my lineup, I also want you in the comment section to give us what your lineup will be like. Like, I'm concerned about the match against Paris Saint-Germain because that is the only competition that we have that we are very close to knocking. If we are able to nip it and get to the finals, then anything can happen. then I will expect every Arsenal player to go to the pitch at Allianz Arena in the finals in May, to go there and put their teeth right in front, because anything can happen. Give your blood, sweat, and drop it right on the pitch. Then you need to get to the finals before you start talking about how to win the trophy. That's why we say, don't count your chicks before they are hatched. Now, coming to the match against Ipswich Town. If you ask me again, I want to start from the right back. I want to make a change. And that change is going to be Ben Blanco White coming in for Jurien Timber. But we saw Jurien Timber has put in so much energy, so much fight, so much into the European Champions League. So let us see how much Ben White can do. He's been a super player for us until he knocked that injury that knocked him out for several months. Now, let us have Ben White at the right back. And in the pack of the defense, let us still continue to have William Saliba and Jacob Kiwior. And in goal, as always, reliable goaltender David Raya. On the left side, do I really want my Luis Kelly to play? Calafiori, I don't know how much fitness he has. But if Calafiori is not fit, I would want to see Zinchenko play there too. Let's see how much he can play. Then, later, we can look at my Luis Kelly coming in, because he's a young boy, but he's playing so much. So, but somehow, some people want to argue that, no, you don't need to take the gas off his feet, that you need to maintain his consistency. But I still want to say, let us see how we manage him. Bring in Zinchenko. Then, in the pack of the midfield, let it continue, because the general is going to be missing the Champions League first leg against Paris Saint-Germain. So I would prefer him to play so that he can still continue to maintain his momentum. So let us have the general Thomas Partey playing in front of the defense. Then we'll have Odegaard and Declan Rice. Then in the attack, we need to sharpen up the playing skills or the shooting skills of Mikel Merino. So play him as a top striker and start Nwaneri again. I want, as much as we can, for us to save Bukayo Saka. We saw how much kick he received against Real Madrid. In fact, he was not tackled against Real Madrid. He was basically rough-handed, manhandled, kicked. All they just wanted to do was to take him to the cleaners, make sure he gets injured in that game. But somehow, we're lucky to have him out from that game without he getting injured. Now, on the other side, this is an opportunity for us to get Leandro Trossard. Let him start the game. Martinelli can come in later. So let us know what your take is on my scoreline prediction. Arsenal is going to notch this. It's going to be 2-1. Because I say 2-1 because I really can't estimate how much Jacob Kiwior is going to handle the lap. The lap is a handful. He's a young man that is trying to write his name in the annals of history, and he's doing everything possible to do that. He's tireless, he's troublesome, he can fight, he's fierce in anything he does. But that will be a good battle to watch. So let us see how Jacob Kiwior is going to come through that. So my take is 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 to the Arsenal, and I'm predicting that Leandro Trossard will score and Nwaneri will score. And this is how it's been on this edition of the show. And I want to use the opportunity to also remind us that the Arsenal Sierra Leone Supporters Chapter fundraising dinner event is going to be taking place on the 25th of April. The good thing about this dinner is that it is for a just cause. Deforestation is affecting everyone across the globe. And the Arsenal fans in Sierra Leone are doing everything possible to see how much they can help to cover the challenge. So whether you are a United supporter, City supporter, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool, Bournemouth City, Ipswich Town, whichever club you support, Real Madrid, doesn't matter whether we beat you guys, come and show support. If you belong to Nou Camp, Barcelona, come and show love. Add the code on April 25th. It's going to be kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Come on, let's do this together. Until then, don't forget to keep sharing, keep subscribing, and be part of this community, because together we're building a larger community. Until then, it is come on, you gunners!